and today I'm recording my lecture for BS English second students studying at GTC Havelia. Today my topic is paragraph, its definition, structure and types. Uh, you are requested to subscribe my channel Rustam's Way of Learning English and press the bell icon. Before I proceed further, I would like to talk about how we can enhance video quality, because whenever you watch a video on YouTube, because we don't have a very good recording device, so it happens sometime that video quality is not good. So for this I request you to, first of all, let's say if you are watching this video on your touch screen or Android phone, so please click on these three dots, and here you will find this option quality. So enhance or increase the quality to something like more than 360 or 440 or 720. And if you are using laptop or desktop computer, so you need to click on this icon. When you click on this icon, quality option will appear, and then these choices will be given to you. So you can let's say minimum is 144 pixel, and you can enhance it to 720 or 480, so your quality will be okay. Now in second semester of English, we teach this course, and these are contents: use of grammar in context, reading skills, writing skills, oral communication skills and vocabulary skills. So today my topic is writing skills. So under this subheading we have these subheading like generating ideas using a variety of strategies, for example brainstorming. So developing a paragraph outline, this is actually the topic, the structure of a sentence. Okay, so in structure of a sentence we have topic sentence, okay, and then we have supporting details. I'll talk about it a bit later. So writing descriptive, narrative and argumentative paragraphs. So this is our today's topic. So we'll be talking about paragraph. So what is a paragraph? So paragraph is a unit of writing, as you can see on the screen, and there is no length mentioned, so it can be of any length. However, it must be expressing one idea, and that idea should be linked to the main topic. So it is my first video, and in a series of videos I'll explain this. We'll be talking about many paragraphs. A paragraph usually consists of more than one sentence. Okay, so let me correct here, sentence. So a paragraph usually consists of more than one sentence. So typically a paragraph consists of 5 sentences, let's say, for BS level students. So I'm going to give you a definition which I just picked up from Allama Iqbal Open University book, and this hard copy has been placed at a specific point you can collect, and soft copies have already been emailed to you, and they are also uploaded in my WhatsApp group. So in that book it is mentioned that the length of a paragraph cannot be specified. It should contain the development of a single idea or theme. So this is the basic definition. So as such, it may form a few lines or less likely 1 or 2 pages. Although it doesn't happen, usually a paragraph is not that much lengthy, but length is not mentioned. However, its structure indicates that it deals with one idea. Usually it contains more than one sentence. The sentences are joined thematically by linkers. These are also known as cohesive devices. Okay, now let me proceed to the next definition, the structure of a paragraph. Let's say if a paragraph consists of 5 sentences, so the first sentence is known as topic sentence. Here we introduce the theme or thesis. This is also known as thesis. Thesis means that here you mention like whenever I say that let's say these days deaths are multiplying because of COVID-19. So this is the first sentence. It means the other three lines or other three sentences will be related to this topic sentence. So these three sentences are known as development of idea. We develop the idea. So here, if I start with the deaths are multiplying, death cases are enhancing, death cases are on the increase because of COVID-19. So the reader can understand that in the detail will be about COVID-19 deaths. So and the last sentence is known as concluding sentence. Okay, topic sentence, the first line, supporting details are development of the idea, and conclusion. So paragraphs are of many types. Particularly, we have descriptive paragraph, narrative paragraph, okay, expository paragraph, and argumentative paragraph. So descriptive paragraphs usually describe things, okay, subjectively or objectively. We can describe places, object, and person. I'll talk about descriptive paragraphs in the ensuing slides. Narrative paragraphs usually narrate or they relate, they tell a story, okay. uh, you describe events, happenings, particularly stories, etc. Exposition, like there are many types of exposition. Exposition means that you write a paragraph which informs, okay, which gives reasons, okay, which contrasts something, like scientific exposition, religious exposition. So these paragraph contain some information which we want to share with others. Sometime we later on in other the series of videos I plan to record, I'll talk about these paragraphs. Then arguments, we try to convince people, we give arguments for a motion or against a motion. So this is also known as persuasive writing. We try to convince and persuade people. So this all these are sub you get skills of writing, you can say, or you can say they are types of writing. So when we say paragraph, we can also say that essays, okay, descriptive essays, narrative essays, because when you have learned how to write a descriptive paragraph, actually you are laying down the foundation for a descriptive essay. Okay, so in this short video now I'm going to take up descriptive paragraph in the, okay, what is a descriptive paragraph? So description can be of people, place, and object. We can describe people, okay, personality of the people. We can describe places. You might have, if you are in the habit of reading novels, so you might have come across description of offices. Someone gets into the office and the novelist gives a detailed description of the office, because a reader uh, can be a concrete images are created, so that reader can have a vivid idea of the place in which characters are moving. Objects are also described. So it means whenever we are writing description, we can describe people, places, and object. So whenever we describe something, this description can be subjective description or objective description. Objective description is also known as impersonal. Like when you are describing a room, and everyone will when they are going to describe it objectively, objective description, so they are going to give the facts, like there are 6 ceiling fans, there are 4 windows, 1 door, and the walls are cream colored. So whatever is visible to the naked eye will be described. So as it is an objective data, so everyone will be describing the same things. But subjective description is personal touch. So let's say a room whose walls are cream colored painted, and maybe you say, oh, I don't like cream colored walls. So when you use your personal touch, that type of description is known as subjective description. Subjectivity. Objectivity means factual description, and subjectivity your personal idea, personal perspective. Here is an example. Let's say subjective description, it's a description of a place, maybe a room, or a house. Like this is a gorgeous house, So this is personal. So you say it is gorgeous. Maybe it is not gorgeous for someone else. The rooms are big and airy. It's wonderful to have so many cupboards in each room. So this is your subjective description. So how to describe the same room objectively? Like the rooms in this house are 16 by 14 by 14 and each room has two full length cupboards. As you know, everyone will see two cupboards, okay, and the length is the same for everyone. But these phrases, these adjectival phrases are different from person to person. Someone may say it's beauteous, it is gorgeous, but some other person may say that no, he or she doesn't like it. So this is subjective and it will vary from person to person, but this will remain the same. Okay. Okay, now let's go to describing a person. A paragraph which describes a person, usually there are two sides. One is physical appearance, like appearance, physique, personality. Okay, appearance, like you can say the person supports a beard, or she has like if it's a male person, a gentleman, you can say he supports a mustache. Okay, physique means slim, smart, well built, etc. Personality, good looking, etc. So physical appearance. Okay, so usually what do you see? The clothes, physique, facial expression, etc. So this is objective details. Because like this, the person in this picture is wearing a checked shirt. Okay, so everyone see that he is wearing a checked shirt and collared okay shirt, and he wears a smile, as can be seen. So hair color is black, etc. Okay, so in other slides, inshallah, I'll talk about these description in detail. I'll give you some sample paragraphs, but today I just want to touch upon the topic. Okay, just now how to describe a place. Okay, see, describing objects. As I said at the start of this video, that we can describe places, objects, and persons. So if you have got an object, let's say a chair, a pistol, a smartphone, etc. So what do? We describe an object. We might say what it looks like, how big it is, what color, shape, or texture it is, okay, and so on. So these are no objective details. The writer may be using a number of adjectives, and in this case he needs to know the correct order in which these should be placed when they occur in strings. Okay, so here this book also refers us to read A.J. Thompson's and A.V. Martinet's book, A Practical English Grammar, page 35. Now I'm going to talk about describing a place. So when we describe places, so when we write a paragraph about places, so typically written descriptions of places occur in travel books, brochure, or in special geographical articles. But very commonly, brief descriptions of places occur in letters we write to friends and relatives. We may describe a place merely to inform, or to share our pleasure in it, or to explain to the addressee how to reach it. Look at this description. So in the next slide, some description is given, but in order to reduce the size of this video, I'm gonna stop, and just in today's video I just want to sensitize you, warm up you towards the topic. Thank you for watching this video, and in the next video I'll talk about narrative writing. So after recording a number of series, a number of videos about all the types of writing, like narrative, descriptive, argumentative, and expository, then I'll take up each of these sub skills of writing, and then I'll discuss them in detail. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for the next video.